So, when I realized that I was going to be spending a lot of time at home, I began to have these nesting thoughts about how to make my home a place where I could be happy and at peace. And the thought of not having access to a barbell, I couldn't stand it. Mr. Dorego, do you think of anything else other than exercising? Yeah, sure. Nutrition, getting a good night's sleep, plenty of sunshine, flexibility, mobility. Yeah, plenty of other stuff. But anyways, I went on Amazon and I shopped around for some weight plates, a rack, and a barbell so that I can finally realize my dream of having a home gym. Now, you may have seen in some of the previous videos or pictures that I have a nice house. The honey-do list, the things that my wife has wanted me to do, like paint every room, I tiled the house, paint the outside of the house, the pool, all of that's been done, but the garage that I'm in nothing's been done to it, and it needs a lot of work. This is an old house from 1957. It was built, and this was an addition that wasn't really quite done. And back then, in those days, they didn't even have garages, they had carports. So I spent spring break organizing the garage, getting rid of stuff, trying to sell stuff to make some room for this equipment. So I'm gonna do this project with you guys. The interior space I'm going to design is my garage gym slash studio. And so that's the example that you guys will see on your daily assignment sheet, the prompts that I've written for you guys. And I'm gonna go ahead and do it-yourself projects along with you guys, and do that with my kids too, and document that as an example. So we're all gonna have a blast and do some really neat stuff. Yeah? Okay, cool. So make sure that you open up the link for the plans for the interior design project and the do-it-yourself project. And if you look at this, number one is, what interior space am I designing? Is it a bedroom? Is it an office or closet? I chose to do a garage gym. All right, so you have to make a decision and answer that in your own Google Doc that you guys create. All right, number two is part of the research. What do I have that are non-negotiables? What am I working with that cannot be changed? That's what non-negotiable means. It's something that you're stuck with it, right? So I don't know what that is, but for me, in my garage, I'm stuck with a white ceiling, black flooring, right? I have white dumbbells, yellow and red rack and weights, and there's a lot of yellow and red. It has kind of like a McDonald's thing going on, and so I might have to paint the rack black at some point in the future if it bothers me enough. I have colorful kettlebells, brown wooden Indian clubs, and some climbing ropes. So those are my non-negotiables. That's the equipment. So I'm gonna make my design revolving around that. Question number three, right? You wanna ask yourself, all right, what colors, right, furniture would go well with my non-negotiables, all right? So this is what's important to me. This is what has to be done. And so what will work with that? So that's a question that you have to answer and put in your research for number three. All right, so that's going to guide your research. That's going to guide what you're looking at and the choices that you make. Question number four has to do with your budget, right? What can you afford to do? And this has to do with the second part, right? The do-it-yourself part. So for me, I'm pretty tight right now, so I'm gonna say I could spend $50, right, and use whatever materials I have in my garage. All right, so that's my budget. That's what I decided on. I don't know what the budget is for you and what your parents and what you want to do. This is kind of a twofer, right? This is something that potentially that you and your parents want to do for yourselves anyways, but because you're using principles of design and you're doing research and you're documenting it along the way, you're creating sketches and planning, you're making it educational and you're tying it into your learning. So you might be surprised with the kind of budget that you can kind of pull off, but if not, don't worry. I'm going cheap too. Number 5, right, are the research images that you guys pull up from an online source, right? You can do Google and images, right? I use Pinterest. Don't judge me. But yes, I use Pinterest and I create like a little board and I tag things to that board. So I saw a whole bunch of gyms. This one right here that we're looking at is red, black, gray, and white. That's their color scheme in it. The next set of pictures has gray cement with wood ceiling, right? And the next set over here is dark looking home gyms, right? They're very moody, right? And then the last set of pictures that I collected off Pinterest are they have white, cream, and black, and then they also have browns that use in the form of either wood or leather, right? So the browns come in through those natural materials, which is kind of neat. And I threw in a picture there for organizational, ideas. So, I have a lot of stuff like yoga mats and rollers and Swiss balls and bands. So, anyways, I thought it was a cool idea, so I just threw that in there for myself. Why not? All right. Question 6 is, what is the conclusion of your online research? So after looking at all that stuff, you haven't made a choice yet on what you want to do for your design. You're just researching and trying different ideas and exploring what are the options out there. I, for myself, came with the conclusion. I wrote it there for you guys. I think I will go with the white, brown, and black. And see how that works with the colorful equipment that I mixed in. And I put on there that I may have to tone down my rack. I may have to paint it black if it bothers me enough to make it work with the space. Ultimately, I would like it to look nice, but my ultimate goal is just have a space that's not scary that I can do my thing in. Number 7 is create a floor plan for your interior layout. If you look here, this is a floor layout for a bedroom, right? And then in the next picture, right, there's a floor layout that I drew of my garage, right? And what I would like my garage gym / pottery studio to be organized, to look like. Mr. Ego, your drawing skills are amazing. Thank you. I appreciate that. I went to college for that.